Hi guys, I am Glenyce Hughes, the radio show host and this weekly TV show host for Living in the Magic of Possibilities. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Now, normally I do this TV show at some beautiful exotic location, like, where there's waterfalls or there's an ocean, or there was one time where there was snow. I mean, I have been very lucky to be able to be creating these all around the world. And today's episode comes to you from my office. And I'm specifically going this way because all of the stuff and piles are on this side, which is not on the camera. So if you'd like to continue to think that I'm very organized and neat, go ahead, and I'm not going to show you that I'm not. And if you ever hear all of my radio shows, I often talk about how I'm not and hubby is, so you probably already know that I have a pile of stuff not on the camera. But I do want to show you this because it's oh so cute. This is the card that hubby gave me for Valentine's Day. How sweet is that? Yeah, okay. So I actually chose to do this show from the awesomeness of my office because it's about business, and it's something that came up in a class recently. So I just got back from California. I was facilitating the 5 days to change your life, which are the Access Consciousness core classes. So love facilitating them. Well, it actually came up with a client before. I do a lot of business coaching and wealth coaching, and it came up with a client before, and then I talked about it in the class because to me it was so relevant for everybody to get. So let's say you have in your business, if you've got a business, you would like to sell 10 t-shirts. What we often do in this reality is go, okay, well, I'd like to sell these 10 t-shirts. And then the next day we go, oh, but only 9 sold. Only 9 sold. I must not be good enough or smart enough or pretty enough or a good enough salesperson, or on and on and on and on. Now that's a whole other weekly episode that I'll do a show on. What I want you to be more aware of, not so much the judgments and all of that crazy, but the energy that you're being about only selling one of those t-shirts. Get that energy. Like, it's like, ugh. Now, if you're willing to be what I call the most conscious person in the room, you would then be able to realize that being that energy, actually, you're sending that information out to all of the people that walk into your store. So then they walk in and go, oh, I don't want a t-shirt. It's gorgeous. It looks amazing. I don't want it. Because that's what we do energetically. And this weekly episode is about the business show, but the week before I did a whole radio show on being aware of the energy you be. So maybe check out both, and I'll actually put both down below in the information part of this, so you've got access to both links, because they're really intertwined. You really want to be aware of the energy you're sending out. We're aware, every one of us, no matter if we know it or not, are infinitely aware. Which means if you're going, well, I only sold 9 or 1 t-shirt and there's 9 left, and I failed and I'm not good enough and all that crazy, there's a denseness to it that everybody that walks up to that t-shirt goes, ugh. So, and they do that. Okay, maybe not that. Anyway, so you want to be aware of that. So earlier this year, I launched, it's called the Wealth Workshops Wanderlust Academy, and I launched it at the end of January, and not one person purchased it. And I was so curious. And I even tried to go into the judgment of me, and my body would not allow it, what I'm so grateful for, and probably my business was part of that too. But it was like, I was in Australia at the time, and I'm going to go and like be in the pool and just be cranky pants about this because, oh my gosh, nobody purchased it. And I went to go, I got out in the pool and I'm ready to have my little pity party, and I'm like, okay, that's not going to create anything except more pity party. Like, that's ridiculous. So I laughed at myself and I played in the pool. And so what it took a couple weeks for me to have, or maybe a week or whatever, for me to have the awareness of what was required to change it. So it wasn't about I messed up with that program. It wasn't that I failed. It wasn't that other people were silly and not buying it. It was giving me information that I wasn't willing to receive. No reason for it, doesn't matter. I mean, because I don't have a reason for it. It was just not, I didn't have all of the information. So then within a week or 10 days, whatever it was, all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, I get it. It's asking to have a teleseries with it, so that, you know, the academy itself is these 6 modules of information basically online that people can go and access once they're part of the program all the time, anytime. Like, it's information just sitting there. And what the academy was asking me, and it took me a while to get, was to have a teleseries with it. So it's kind of like walking people through the academy in a sense. And it was like this huge epiphany. And as soon as we put that in place, all of these registrations came in. It's been amazing. And I'm so proud of myself for not allowing myself to go into that judgment of me, or into the judgment of the program, or, you know, that I was silly or that I did wrong or any of that. Because everybody picks up on that, whether we know it or not. So it's about being so aware of the energy you're putting out there, the thoughts you're putting into people's heads. Because you are. If you're sitting there going, well, my sessions are horrible and nobody wants to come, and no places, you know, I can't find a place, or places are too expensive, or get the energy of that. People are not going to flock to that energy. People are going to flock to the energy of the spaciousness, of the possibilities, of the invitation. Doesn't mean you got it right. Doesn't mean it's perfect. It just means it's like, there. Yum, people can come to that. And sometimes it's like the academy, where there was a piece missing, that it wasn't complete. And I'm, you know, cool. How does it get any better? But had I went down that track of self-judgment, or judgment of my business or the program, we would have had to throw the whole thing in the garbage, which would have been very, very sad day for me and for the world. Because what the academy does is really invites people into the how-to of getting their business in and around the world, making money, not just like doing stuff for free, not traveling on a budget. By God, no, it's traveling like a rock star is one of the modules. You know, and it wouldn't have been born into the world had I stayed with, nobody bought it, I must have failed. And so I'm so grateful that I didn't allow myself, I chose otherwise. And so really check in with yourself with the stuff that is going on in your head. Is it yours? Like, is that crazy yours? Is that judgment, nobody's coming to my sessions, is it yours? You might say, but Glenyce, nobody's coming to my sessions. Be aware of that, because that's a conclusion. And you're basically saying to the universe, what would it take for nobody to come to my sessions? What if you change those conclusions, those energy into questions? Like, I wonder what it would be like for somebody to come to one of my sessions. I wonder what it would be like to have more people than I can even book asking for my sessions. You know, and it's more of that playfulness, that energy. And I just actually completed a webinar all about outcreating yourself financially. So I'll put the link below. It's a free one. You can go in and get in there and get that information, because what else is possible with our businesses if we're willing to receive more? We're willing to be aware of the energy we're putting out there, being willing to manipulate the energy so that we stop. The moment we realize that we're energetically sending out, don't come to my sessions, that we can change it, or don't buy my t-shirts, we can actually change it. We can be that invitation. The one question I love, and I might have even talked about it on other TV shows, is what energy, space, and consciousness can my body, my business, and I be to be the invitation we truly be? Yeah. So anything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Awesome. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know. Put your questions below, your comments below. You know, I would love to hear how you're doing with creating more in the world and asking for what you would like and being aware of the energy you're putting out so people can come to your classes and come to buy your t-shirts and all of the things that you'd like to be creating in the world. And I'll also put the link to the Wealth Workshops and Wanderlust Academy below in case that sounds like something fun for you, because I'm so excited with the group that's coming together now. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.